Okay, so we got a service call this morning for a water leak and an oil leak. This is a 100 horsepower Flow intensifier pump, 87K. First thing we did is we replaced this fitting right here. The previous fitting had cracked due to a freeze. Sorry about the compressor in the background. So we just, simple plumbing fix, pulled this off. This is not the correct setup, but the customer needs to get back up and running until we get the correct setup. So this side is 1/2 inch male pipe. This is 3/4 barb onto a garden hose. All this is going to get changed eventually. You can see we got a slew of rigging going on here. And then the oil leak. One of the oil leaks, I can get a light back there. Camera to focus. Okay, on a 100 horsepower pump, you have all these hoses connecting to your hydraulic tank, your hydraulic reservoir. A couple are, most of them are returns. Two big ones on the bottom are suction. And the way you know their suction is, they're just a bar and a couple of clamps. Now over time, this pump has roughly about 4,000 hours on it. It's about 6 years old. Over time, these clamps will loosen up. Expansion and contraction, heat, cooling, these will loosen up. I don't know if you can see that, but it did just drip from the second hose, not the one my extension's on, but the one above it. So I've already tightened the upper hose. I've got about 24 inches of extension on a 3/8 ratchet. That's a 1/2 inch socket on the end. And you can see I can get at least a turn out of it. Pull it off. Get down there. I bet I got 2 turns out of that one. These I've already snugged up some. Yeah, another 1/4 turn. I turned that one at least 3 turns. This one about another 1/4 turn. Same thing. But this is the one that was leaking. I got about 2 turns out of both of those. And then this one and this one I got at least, you know, a turn or more out of those. Those actually run up and connect. Right here to the bottom of your hydraulic pump. That's the suction port. So here things look relatively clean, considering, you know, it's not saturated with oil. So you can check those clamps there as well. There's usually going to be 2 of them. 1/2 inch ratchet wrench or socket makeup would work best to tighten those. Then there's another one on that one. On 100 horsepower, there's 2 of them. 2 suction hoses, 2 hydraulic pumps. Everything will go with it. So underneath there. So you can check those as well. That's probably your most common oil leak on one of these pumps. It's going to be those suction hoses. This one also has some oil residue on the side of the reservoir here. Really hard to see with the glare. You can see there, that is the oil level switch. Looks a little oily around it. That is at a certain rotation, so it monitors, so it registers the oil level. Likely what we'll do, and we can do the next oil change on this pump, is we will remove that switch, apply new Teflon to it, and thread it back into the original location, the original depth, and maybe go 1 more turn, but noting the orientation of the level switch in the tank is very important. This one here, if we go down, back up a little bit, focus. So this one here, this is just a return line off of the hydraulic pump, actually the kidney loop. comes from right here, travels along the side, and that is just a return hose. Again, you can tell because it has these clamps on it, and this just goes on a barb. Never is that going to be a pressure situation. It's just going to be a return usually. So this is a little oily, could be from above it, but I will probably go ahead and remove this, re-Teflon it, and put it back together. So doing those two should solve all the oil leaks on this pump and get the customer back to running leak-free. Anyways, did y'all have any questions about some of this stuff? Just leave them in the comments, and we'll be happy to give you some guidance and give you some pointers. Thanks for watching.